The WNBA made headlines this past week for reasons far removed from basketball excellence or on-court drama. Instead, two games involving the Golden State Valkyries were interrupted by a shocking and crude act. Fans throwing sex toys, specifically neon green dildos, onto the court, disrupting play and endangering players. The first incident occurred on July 29 during a high-stakes matchup between the Golden State Valkyries and the Atlanta Dream. With the score tied at 75-75 in the final minute of regulation, a fan hurled a bright green dildo onto the court, forcing a sudden stoppage as officials scrambled to remove the object. While play eventually resumed and the Valkyries pulled out a narrow 77-75 victory, the bizarre moment quickly overshadowed the game itself. Clips of the incident spread rapidly online, drawing a mix of shock, humor, and outrage across social media. However, what might have been dismissed as an isolated incident turned into a disturbing trend just 3 days later, on August 1, when a similar disruption occurred during the Valkyries' home game against the Chicago Sky. Midway through the third quarter, yet another green dildo was thrown from the stands, landing near the basket. Once again, play was halted as referees and arena staff dealt with the intrusion. The repeat offense drew harsher public criticism and reignited concerns about fan behavior and player safety. The incidents have sparked serious discussion across the WNBA community, with players calling for greater respect and accountability. Among the most outspoken was Indiana Fever guard Sophie Cunningham, who took to X, formerly Twitter, to deliver a blunt message directed at those responsible. "Stop throwing dildos on the court, you're going to hurt one of us." Cunningham's post captured the growing frustration among players who feel that their safety is being compromised by attention-seeking stunts. While some online commenters tried to make light of the situation, the consensus among players, coaches, and serious fans is that this is no laughing matter. The motive behind the dildo tosses remains unclear, but some speculate they could be a form of misguided protest or mockery, possibly connected to recent pushback against the WNBA's "Pay Us What You Owe Us" campaign. The initiative, launched earlier this season, advocates for fair compensation and increased investment in women's basketball. Critics of the campaign have been vocal on social media, and some believe these sex toy incidents could represent a crude and misogynistic backlash. Whether the acts were intended as pranks or as statements, the implications are serious. The objects pose a potential physical danger to athletes running at full speed on a hardwood court. One errant bounce or distraction could easily lead to a twisted ankle or worse, turning a grotesque prank into a career-threatening injury. As of now, the WNBA has not issued an official statement addressing the repeated incidents, but calls for action are growing louder. Fans and analysts are urging the league to ramp up arena security, implement stricter bag checks, and hold venues accountable for allowing such items into the stands. There are also discussions around imposing lifetime bans on